Hello, Balatro fans, Fenton here. There's been a patch to the experimental branch, so if you're playing on Steam, you could get that. And I wanna look at it and talk about it because you may remember my hour-long video of things that I didn't like about the game, even though I do ostensibly really enjoy the game. There are a few things that were they were grinding my gears. So let's have a quick look, and I'll tell you how I feel about them. There's some small stuff here, achievement hunting and things. Changed anti-scaling in white stake, anti-3, anti-4, a touch easier. Green stake, a touch easier. Purple stake, a touch easier. Changed orange stake. Scrapped increasing pack cost. I've yet to play on the orange stake, but that did sound like a real headache. So I'm glad other people have decided that they don't like it. That's been replaced with a new perishable mechanic. Jokers have a 30% chance to have a perishable sticker, disabling them after 5 rounds. This seems fine. When I got to about here in the patch notes and was like, oh god, does that mean like every Joker is going to have a gross Michelle mechanic where it could just randomly disappear? But no, it just disables them after 5 rounds, so that's at least, you know, you can plan around that. Scrapped -1 hand size in the gold stake. Added a new rental mechanic. Jokers have a 30% chance to have a rental sticker, making them cost $1 up front and $3 every round. I don't know exactly how that works if you don't have the money, whether the Jokers disappear. I don't know how I feel about that. Just having them cost money while you own them. I think generally this 30% chance to have a sticker that makes the Joker worse, like make it strictly worse, is kind of not brilliant. Just because there exists a version of that seed that is functionally the same, I guess, except that Joker doesn't spawn with that sticker on, so it's like, oh, this is annoying. But what do I know, eh? Changed Eternal to apply to Jokers in Buffoon packs. Okay, this is the big one for me. This is a general change. I don't think this change is just under changed gold stake. Let me just double check. I did just copy and paste this from a Reddit post. Yeah. But I put it in Notepad just so it was a bit easier to read on the screen. Changed the first shop in everyone to always include a normal Buffoon pack as one of the pack options. Okay? Let's look at that now. Let's do that now, shall we? Sure. Changed the first shop in every run to always include a normal Buffoon pack as one of the pack options. Okay, so this gets you away from that stupid, oh, my first shop is a copy of the Hierophant and a Pluto card. 10, 19, 26, 31, 34. That's not quite it. That's better. So this is always here. Apparently. Now. I'm not... I don't know if this was the best way to go about this. Like, if the issue is, oh, sometimes this shop rolls these two as utter trash, so you can also spend $4 on 2 random cards. Like, maybe that's fine. If it's $4 and you can just always see a Joker in that first shop, $4 always see a Joker. The first shop in every run to always include a normal Buffoon pack as one of the pack options. The first shop in every run. Okay, so I guess the big question is, does that apply to skipping the blind and then winning the big blind? Does that apply? I mean, it's the first shop, right? You'd think so. I somehow have to win this hand. That's my plan here. This hand kind of sucks, dude. I'll just play a flush of diamonds and then something else. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, I'm sure. A flush of spades, I guess. Flush of spades, I guess. Flush of spades, I guess. Okay. Okay, this is still here. Is that good? I don't know. Wow. I'd love to know what the odds are of seeing commons, uncommons, etc. Anyway, so that's that. Again, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that. I think really the main problem is just that the shop is a bit... Why is this free? Was my blind tag... What was my... I can't remember. Maybe that's one of the changes. Anyway, let's focus. Let's carry on. I'd rather... I think maybe I'd rather the shop be slightly bigger, but not re-roll every blind. Re-roll at the end here. So you can plan a little bit more. Do I want to spend my money in this shop? Do I want to save for the interest? Or I'd have to win the next blind without spending any money so that I can have enough interest to definitely afford this in the next shop. There's more interesting decision space there for me than, oh, if I don't buy credit card now, then my next shop might be a copy of Pluto and the tower. He's done it. Right. Moving on. Bring this back up. Upcoming blinds / tags can now be seen in the shop immediately after defeating a boss blind. Good lord. Thank God. Some blinds are now banned on challenge runs. That's good. Buffed Saturn. +3 Malt instead of +2 for straights. Buffed Neptune. Buffed Aries. Buffed Ceres. Changed uncommon tag now makes the uncommon joker free. Changed rare tag makes the rare joker free. Negative polychrome hollow foil tags all make their respective joker free. This is a good change, because the problem with taking those blinds was tags was that you would skip the blind and then not have enough money to afford the thing in the first place. Changed investment to give $25 instead of $15. That's a tag, right? Must be. Changed 8-ball. Good, 8-ball was garbage. This was get a planet card if you had 2 8s in your hand. New effect, 1 in 4 chance to spawn a tarot card when any played 8 is scored. Lenny GIF. Still not brilliant. Better. Still not brilliant. 1 in like getting tarot cards. Tarot cards, if you, like planet cards are like down here. If you say planet cards are here, tarot cards are like up here. They're like 100 times better. Is that true? They're 50 times. They're not 46 times better. But then saying that they're 1 in 4 is like, whatever. Blue Seal now creates the planet card of the final poker hand played during the round. Blue Seal was if this card is in your hand at the end of the... Whoops, that's tags. What did I want? Seals. Creates the planet card for final... Oh, you can't see. Creates the planet card for final played poker hand of round if held in hand. So you have to put this on a card that you're not going to play as part of the hand. And, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. It's definitely better. It's a strict buff to the Blue Seal, in my opinion. Changed both Mad and Clever Joker. Scrapped contains 4 of a kind effect. Now applies instead to any hand that contains a 2 pair. Mad and Clever Jokers. Hang on, hold please. Don't remember what those were. They must have been good. Clever Joker, there it is. So you're telling me that there was a version of these zany, sly, jolly, crazy jokers that for four of a kind? An objectively impossible hand to ever play. Okay, yeah, fine, sure. Sure. Changed Yorick. Scrapped old effect, new effect gains 1 mult every 23 cards discarded. Yorick was 5 mult once you'd discarded once you'd done 23 discards. Not 23 cards, 23 discards. Whereas this is now 23 cards. Yeah, that's much better. Change Magician Tarot now applies lucky to 2 cards instead of 1. Good, strict buff. Midas Mask now only applies gold enhancement to scoring face cards. Cost $7, was 6. Midas Mask now only applies gold to scoring face cards. That was just play a face card and it goes gold. Yeah, alright, fine. Changed Vampire. Now only removes enhancement from scoring cards. Okay, so they've just ruined the Midas Mask Vampire combo, basically, which wasn't that exciting anyway. Gives 0.1 mult per enhancement instead of 0.2 mult. Rare instead of uncommon. Wow, God, they really wanted Vampire to be worse, didn't they? Alright, Vampire is just garbage now. Change Madness now only applies on small/big blinds, not on boss blind selection. Madness is the Joker that is destroy Joker but get times 0.5 mult, correct? I'm looking at my Jokers list here. I know you can't see it, I've still got the notepad up, but I don't think I've ever taken Madness on my computer version of the save file. Probably should have clicked unlock all, that would have been smart. Change to-do list. Poker hand no longer changes on pay, it always changes at end of round. Won't get stuck on straight flush brackets. Yeah, of course. I spoke about that in the other video, didn't I? Where sometimes you just never buy it because it starts on straight flush. Sometimes you buy it because it's already on like high card or pair and you're like, yeah, well this is easy. No longer changes on payout, always changes at end of round. Oh, so if you just get it on high card though? If it's high card for the whole round, then bloody quids in, mate. Quids in. This means money in English. I don't know if that also means money in other... I know it definitely means taxes in American. The taxes! The fingers mean the taxes! Change description of shortcut to include a more apt example. Good. Changed Ancient Joker. The selected suit is no longer able to repeat between rounds. Smart change. No. Sensible change. Not necessarily a good or a bad change. Changed Swashbuckler. I don't know what that Joker is. Now adds sell value of all other Jokers to mult, not just Jokers to the left. Oh, of course, it's that one. Yeah, that's a strict buff. Hanging Chad buffs. The Hanging Chad versus the Virgin... Do I want to say Sock and Buskin? But that Joker is good anyway. Now re-triggers the first played card 2 times. Flower Pot now includes the base suit of debuffed cards when determining if it will trigger. Now includes the base suit of debuffed cards. Oh, Flower Pot was the one that was get 3 mult if you have a heart, a spade, a diamond, and a club. And now includes the base suit of debuffed cards. Okay, that's fine. Change Bootstraps to include current mult bonus in description. That's good because Bootstrap was one of those cards that said gain X for every X of this, but then didn't tell you underneath what it actually was currently out, unlike a lot of the other Jokers that do that. Changed all 4 sinful Jokers, 1 for each suit. They now each give +3 mult per suit instead of +4 mult. Sinful Jokers. Oh, lusty, etc, etc, etc. Let's have a quick look at those, shall we? Greedy. +3 mult. The thing is these were so good early. So they've just nerfed these. How dare you want to get out of Anti 2 and 3? How dare you? No, I can see that. I can kind of see that. These were almost too good, considering that they were common cards. Common Jokers. Fair. Fair enough. I guess. Right, what else we got? Changed banner. 30 chips per remaining discard instead of 40 chips. Right, a nerf to banner. Fibonacci costs 8 instead of 7 because of Fibonacci. Yeah, fair enough. I didn't... Yeah, right, sure, I never really noticed that. Steel Joker nerf. Times 2 mult per steel card in full deck instead of 0.25 mult. Fine, alright. Odd Todd now gives 31 chips per odd card ranked because 31 is odd. Fine. Sixth Sense now uncommon and $6 was rare. Sure. Sixth Sense was not good enough to be rare, in my opinion. Didn't do enough good stuff. Maybe if you had 4 6s and you would get maybe 4 spectral cards out of it, but you would have to fight. Yeah, fine. It wasn't good enough to be rare. Hiker now gives plus 5 chips to every scoring card played instead of plus 4. Right, buff. Changed. Big Mike now has a 1 in 6 chance to go extinct instead of a 1 in 4. How do I feel about that? The memes would say that that is a bad change. It's good. This is an interesting change actually, because in a vacuum it's a buff, right? But it's actually a nerf because you want the banana to go extinct, because then you have a chance to find the Cavendish, which is like just the best Joker in the game, basically. That's not Blueprint, obviously. Cavendish is just like, oh, you just get 3 multiplier. Don't think I've ever had it on the PC. I've played a lot on the Switch. I play mostly on the Switch. I play on the PC just when I want to make content, or for that long stream, that long charity stream that I did. And Cavendish is just 3 times multiplier, 1 in 1,000 chance to go away. So, but this has to be extinct before you see Cavendish, so... Okay, fine, whatever. Change Seance, now uncommon and $6 was rare and $7 good. This was make a straight flush and get a spectral card, which... Ooh. Changed Riffraff, now $6 was $4. Why? Who knows? Changed Vagabond. Rare was uncommon, that is... I mean, Vagabond was silly good. $3... If you play a hand and you'd have less than $3, get a tarot card. So now it reads: create a tarot card if hand is played with $4 or less, which is it's $8 was 6. Applies when you have 4 or less was 3 or less. Oh, that's a buff. So they made it slightly more expensive, but also made it easier to trigger, but made it rare instead of uncommon. Fine. Sort of a weird mix of buffs and nerfs. Nerfs. Sorry. You can probably tell I'm still not very well. Oh, I say that. I've spoken about not being very well, but that's in a Factoria video that's yet to be released, so... In that, that video I'm much more sick than I am now, but you'll probably see this video, not that, if you watch every single one of my videos, which obviously you don't, what kind of just madness. So I'm not very well, but I'm better than I have previously been. Obviously, that's how time and illness generally works. Yeah, I've forgotten what I was trying to say. Changed mail-in rebate. Now $5 was $3. What the price, or what you get? Hold please. Earn $5 for each discarded blank. Changes every round. Okay, fine. Then just buff that then. Change reserve parking. Now common was uncommon. Reserve parking is each face card held in hand has a 1 in 2 chance to give $1. Alright, fine, whatever. Lucky Cat. Don't worry everybody, they've buffed Lucky Cat. Steady on now. Lucky Cat, I don't even think I've ever bought it because it's just so on the PC or the Switch. It's like, oh, you get extra mult if a lucky card triggers, which obviously they never flipping do. That's not true. That's not true. Trading card now costs $6 was $5. Campfire now gains... Oh, they've nerfed Campfire. Campfire was obviously very, very good. Or maybe one of the best cards in the game. Smiley Face now gives plus 5 mult per face card was plus 4 mult. Golden Ticket now pays out $4 per gold card played was 3. Bloodstone, 1 in 2 chance to proc. Good. I thought I was going mad. Everyone was like, oh, Bloodstone's so good. Bloodstone's one of the best jokers in the game, man. Oh, it makes hearts are so strong because Bloodstone exists. And I'm there like a 1 in 3 chance to get 2 malts. Brilliant. Changed Onyx Agate. Now gives +7 malt per club, was +8, so they've nerfed that. Glass Joker buff. Stuntman nerf. That is, I mean, that's not a functionally meaningless nerf, but it's not a huge. That's not huge, in my opinion. Invisible Joker now requires 2 rounds and costs 8. Was 3 rounds and 10. They've buffed Invisible Joker. I already thought that Joker was bonkers good, and they've buffed it. Shows what I know. Burnt Joker is now rare. And still bad. Upgrade? No. Burnt Joker's good. Upgrade the level of the first discarded poker hand each round. And what did that say? Oh, now is rare, was uncommon, so they have nerfed it. Okay, that's fine. It was a good. It was a good Joker. Changed wording on most scaling Jokers to refer to this Joker. Interesting. Let me quickly find a copy of Scraggy Trousers. Spare Trousers. This Joker gains $2. 2 malt. Sorry, if played hand contains 2 pair. This Joker gains +2 malts. Okay, fine. Sensible change. Fixed bug where opening a booster pack with a hand size of 0 was unskippable. Fixed bug where the card generated by certificate was not being debuffed by the boss. Can't say I ever noticed that. And that's it. That's your lot. I had hoped for a bit more. You know, I really feel like there needs to be a severe overhaul to the early game and how the early game works. A buffoon pack here in the shop is fine. $4 for a buffoon pack, sure, okay. And definitely picking a Joker is you know, but there's still a chance that you just open that and you get like nothing. You know, you get. I mean, what if you bought that buffoon pack and it's these two? Ignore that this is holographic. You're still upset, right? You're still like, this doesn't get me out of Ante 1. Doesn't get me past Ante 2, at least. I'd also really hoped, personally, for... I didn't mention this in my long video, and I realised almost immediately that I forgot to talk about it. Violet Vessel is atrocious game design, okay? All I'm ever doing is trying to score as many points as I can. The whole game is predicated on scoring as many points as I can. I'm not half-arsing it, alright? I'm not going into a shop or looking at the Jokers in a buffoon pack and going, yeah, this is good, but you know what, I actually don't want to score that many points. You know? I'd rather just scrape by. So for one of the bosses to just for all of these bosses to be 2 times base, right? So you get this Ante 8. For 1, 2, 3, 4 bosses to say, right, you have to score 180,000 points. And then for 1 in 5 of your runs to just be, so your deck's okay, but for some completely arbitrary reason, this run, your deck has to be 3 times better than any other deck that you would build, you know? You need 6 times the base. You need 540,000 chips to beat the boss. Why? Screw you, that's why. Now, I guess you could say it's these obviously have other issues, right? You could say, oh, you've got to score 180,000 points, but you don't know what order your Joker's in. This one, the only issue is that you just have to score a lot of points. I personally have never had a deck where where I can score 540,000 points except for one random Joker. Fine, okay, just about, maybe, just about. Forces one card to always be selected. Irrelevant. All cards debuffed until one Joker sold. Okay, fine. That one is also annoying, but not. This one is just so frustratingly awful. And the fact that you can't even see that you're going to get Violet Vessel until you get to anti-8, and it's like, oh, well, my deck literally is incapable of making 540,000 chips. Like, I haven't been going this whole run thinking to myself, I want to deliberately make less than 540,000 chips. Every decision I've made has been, I need to score lots of points. And yes, you could argue that there are a few cases where you wouldn't want to score a lot of points when you're meta-scaling Scraggy Trousers or a Wii Joker or something like that. But in those situations, you're often just rearranging your Jokers so that you don't get as many points as possible until you're ready to win the blind, and then you win the blind. The fact that 1 in 5 runs just goes, your deck has to be extra special super good this time. You know, usually you make your deck good, but this time you have to make it really good. I'm always doing that anyway! I hate it! Alright. There's a Balatro Patch, that was it. I ran you through it, and I ran you through my thoughts about it. I'm not going to play the game for you now, why would I do that? What a waste of time. I don't know where I'm positioning myself here as Balatro content creator. I wanted to talk about the patch, because I definitely have sort of tried to talk about Balatro in the past. But I'm also never ever going to put my money where my mouth is by playing the game on stream for you. So it's like, I'm going to have my cake and eat it too, basically. So, jog on, mate. That's the end of the video. Bite me.